Slash, I do launch it. Won't take two. Slash it. Oh, excuse me. How do you do, my greatest? How the heck are you? I am Tom the Beer Whiskey Whisperer. Although you may have noticed, I've been drinking a lot of rum lately. It's funny. We went to two places in Mexico, and then we went to Belize City. So, of the three places we went to, it was tequila and mezcal that was the most prominent. But I really ended up getting a feel for rum, especially in Belize. And part of that's because on the ship, a lot of their cocktails were rum based. So I'm really getting a feel for some aged rum, and a lot of the main spirits was their Flor de Cana 12-year-old. And one of the last duty free store, Cozumel, just before we started heading back, they had was able to get two bottles of the Flor de Cana 18 for about $80, and they typically run anywhere between 60 to 80 a single bottle here, and that's plus tax. That was $80, no tax for two bottles. So anyway, but I wasn't as familiar with rums as as bourbon rye, that sort of thing. So I didn't realize how available the Flor de Cana was here. I didn't know that. I wasn't familiar with the product at all, if I'm being honest. But the main bar that I went to was the Alchemy, and they use that as their main spirit in many cocktails. They did a spice version of it, and it is just wow. So they use that in a lot of cocktails, and I got to where the last few days, I guess it was a 6-day cruise. I guess probably the last 3 days, I would have them just serve that to me up, nothing else added, just the Flor de Cana, chill, pour in a glass, baby. It was perfect because it's great as an old fashioned. They used it for their island old fashioned. I was gradually taking ingredients out of their island old fashioned until I got to just that Flor de Cana 12. anyway, I digress. I am going to have a cocktail with you, but I'm going to stall for a couple minutes and chat while I've got something else working. So anyway, yeah. So this is the 18. They didn't have the 18 on the ship, so I didn't try it. But I really liked the 12, so I figured, well, what the hell? I think this was my last purchase there at that last duty free store. I was looking at the other stuff, and I was buying some stuff that I didn't think I could get here. Some of it turns out you can, but it's just not widely available. But the Flor de Cana 18, our local Total Wine does have it, but it's about $60 plus a bottle. So getting two for 80 without tax on it, I thought was a pretty good deal. But now that I know that it is available, that may be my go-to. And I've said for years that I don't have a go-to with anything. As far as I'm a big bourbon, but my bourbon rye and even American single malts I really dig, but I don't really have that one go-to that everybody seems to have, right? I don't go to the big box store and say, okay, I have to have this, because I try to buy as much from small distillers as possible. However, yeah, I may have to just make sure I keep a bottle of that 18 on hand because I really like it. I've really developed an affinity for aged rums. I'll be right back. So I had an idea for a cocktail. I wish I had bought a big bottle of this in all honesty, but I just bought a small bottle of this Traveler's rum. I didn't realize how high rated it was. Belizean rum. It's just your basic rum, but man, it is good. So I did a cocktail using that combined with this coconut rum, which is just insanely good. And then I'm going to add a couple dashes of cocoa bitters on top of it. But again, I do like my cocktails neat, as most of you know, so I'm going to strain it here into my glass. Mix some more so I can set this down here. And I'm just going to put a couple dashes of cocoa bitters right on top. Now, sometimes usually if I'm going to use some bitters, I typically put 2 dashes in the strainer and then just 1 on top. But here I want the big aromatics, so I use all 3 dashes right on top. Oh gosh. So again, I do. Oh wow, that coconut rum is the best coconut rum I've ever had. It is so good. It's got a little more kick than products like Rum Haven. 33.4%. That's very interesting. Okay. So 66 and change proof, which is definitely a little higher than the Rum Haven is. But I feel like it's a pure coconut flavor for me anyway. I bought these 2 small bottles at one store, and I bought some more stuff at a different store. And I didn't realize I already bought that small bottle. So at the other store, I bought the big bottle. Anyway, so I'm using up that little bottle. But I do wish I had bought a big bottle of that Travelers, because it is better than I anticipated. The thing is, I'm not typically a rum drinker, or haven't been. But that week on the ship kind of converted me. I really have enjoyed the aged rums, especially. I did some tequila tastings in various places, so you think, you know, but I really wasn't getting a feel for it. I know I'm not a hater, don't get me wrong. I did buy 1 bottle of mezcal, but I was really feeling those aged rum. Being a whiskey guy, that really hit home. Definitely did a couple tequila tastings. Anyway, uh, so the trouble, so the Costa Maya, man, that port was aggressive. I mean, they want to pull you right into their store. They don't want you going anywhere else. And from what I read, Belize was the same way, but that wasn't my experience. Uh, just about every store in Belize, they had somebody waiting outside, but they weren't aggressively dragging you in like Costa Maya. But if you once they saw you walk in, they would help you, especially if you went up to them and asked them a question. Then they would get anything you wanted, but they weren't aggressive. So I think that's one of the reasons I really enjoyed the Belize cruise port, because they were helpful without being aggressive. But that Costa Maya cruise port, they wanted to sell you something. They were like car salesmen. They were like the old Tin Men back in the days. I mean, they were aggressive. But I tried to do some research, if you will. I read some articles. Uh, and I heard Belize was that way, but Belize was not at all. I mean, again, they were very helpful, but they weren't aggressive. That wasn't my experience anyway. The last place I went into to buy some stuff, there was one person, it was a cigar bar slash, you know, rum. But anyway, she was helping some folks on one side, and she greeted me when I walked in. And I saw they had some different beer that other places didn't have. And it was called Hobbs, but it was Belizean. So I tried the IPA. And she would answer questions, but she wasn't aggressive at all. She didn't try to sell me any product until I was asking questions about those products. But boy, it close to Miami, they were right on you. They were dragging you into the store. Come here, come in. So we finally, it took us a while. My wife and I have never done that before, so we didn't understand how aggressive they were. So as we were leaving the port and had to pass those same stores again, I learned just to stay focused. Don't look at them. Just don't make eye contact. Just keep walking. Uh, there were some things we almost bought, but through the stroke of a little stroke of luck, we didn't. So that was nice. I brought home a lot of liquor, but my wife brought home a lot of vanilla too. I don't know how much vanilla we ended up with because we bought some in Costa Maya because I wasn't sure where we'd come across. I know we'd get some in Cozumel, but I again, having not had the experience, I didn't know. But then we ended up buying a lot in Cozumel. I don't know if she got any in Belize or not. I don't think so. Did you get some? She says yes. Okay. I wasn't sure if she got any vanilla in Belize or not. One thing I do like about Belize, I wish every store, every place would do, is we went to the store. Uh, Best described probably as like a five and dime. I mean, it's one of those places that had everything. So I bought this where I bought the two small bottles of rum and some hot sauce. Everybody told me to buy I look for the Maurice Sharps brand. So I bought some of them. And I bought some for my son-in-law. And my wife bought a few things. And they said, well, you bought 5 items. You get a free rum punch. I said, what? You get a free rum punch. Okay. So they gave us a free rum punch. So I'm walking around the store drinking that free rum punch, thinking I should buy 5 more things. So I'm wondering why every store anywhere. I mean, here, right here in Springfield, I don't know why every store anywhere doesn't offer you a free alcoholic something. Because it makes you just want to, shop more. You may get a little alcohol just for buying this. Hell, man. You had me a free rum punch. Okay, maybe I'm not done shopping. Free rum punch? Are you kidding me? How about next time I just promise you I'm going to buy 5 things. You give me the rum punch to walk around the store with. I'm telling you, I'm going to buy 5 things. Can I get my rum punch now? I promise you I'll probably buy more things. Anyway, I'll try that. I'll try that next time. But anyways, I really like this cocktail because I kept it simple. I mean, it's just the rum, coconut rum, some cocoa bitters. I'm a 3 ingredient cocktail guy. In my opinion, if you're going over 5, you're trying way too hard. You don't need that many ingredients to get to a specific taste. I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, all around good guy. Sláinte.